Most of us wanted to go on vacation. But what if the hotel you checked in is haunted? Now, we will visit Banff Springs Hotel. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. And don't forget to support my channel. The majestic Banff Springs Hotel in Alberta, Canada, was built in 1888, meant as a retreat for traveling businessmen. The picturesque surroundings and luxurious amenities earned its nickname, the Castle of the Rockies. Over its 133 years, the hotel has been host to distinguished guests such as Queen Elizabeth II, Helen Keller, and Marilyn Monroe. Since it opened to the public, this hotel has seen history, celebrity, and rebuilds. But it also seen tragedy. Millions of guests have checked in, but a few have never checked out. Some even believe that they still roam the halls of the iconic concrete castle in the Rockies today. The second you pull up the Fairmont Springs Resort in Alberta, you'll feel the goosebumps. While the exterior is half castle, the other part is half terror. Legend has it that a man murdered his wife and young daughter before committing suicide in room 873. But if you're hoping to reserve that room during your stay, you're out of luck. Paranormal activity in room 873 apparently reached such a fever pitch that the hotel decided to break up the room, thus setting its otherworldly legend in stone. Some are skeptical, but many claim to have seen it with their own eyes. The bride of the Banff Springs is perhaps the most active shadow of the hotel, even appearing on collector stamps and coins. So let's take a look at some of the ghostly apparitions that you might encounter if you will stay in this hotel. The bride. Like many ghost stories retold hundreds of times, the details have become embellished, and no one is quite sure who or what happened to the elusive woman in white. Probably the most famous of all specters residing in the Fairmont Banff Springs. The story of the ghost bride dates back in the late 1920s. The story goes that on the young couple's wedding day, the bride, decked out in her wedding gown, descended one of the hotel's marble staircases. Something scared her, causing her to slip and fall. Some say she caught her heel in the hem of her dress. Others say her dress brushed up against a candle's flame. Whatever the cause, the end result is the bride died on those steps. Since then, hotel staff and guests have reported seeing a veiled figure moving up and down the stairs, or seeing a figure in a wedding dress dancing in the ballroom upstairs, pinning for the first dance with her husband that she never had. Sam the Bellman. Stories of Sam Macaulay, a genial old Scotsman who was head bellman during the 60s and 70s, have been circulating around the hotel since his passing in 1975. Supposedly, Sam is a helpful sort of spirit, and most stories involving him mention some service he's provided to staff or guests. One incident involved two elderly women calling the bell desk for assistance after they found their key would not work. The regular bellman was occupied with other duties and did not respond for 15 minutes. By the time he arrived at their door, it was unlocked. One of the women said an older bellman in a plaid jacket matching Sam's description exactly had helped them. Other stories including guests seeing Sam haunting his old office, now a guest room on the mezzanine floor, as well as seeing apparitions of feeling cold spots on the 6th, 7th, or 9th floors of the hotel. Haunted rooms. While they'd rather not mention room numbers, there are specific rooms that staff say are haunted. Guests have reported having pillows yanked out from their heads while they are sleeping, or even pushed off the bed by some unseen entity. Whatever spirits haunt this room, it's safe to say that if they can't rest in peace, they want to make sure you won't either. Room 873. Guests who were lucky enough to stay at room 873 before it was sealed claimed that they were terrorized by horrible screams in the middle of the night. Maids charged with cleaning the room were unable to remove bloody fingerprints from the bathroom mirror. Banff Springs Hotel representatives assert that the murder-suicide is merely a gory ghost story. No such crime occurred, and there is no blood-spattered room sealed behind a brick wall. Nevertheless, some enterprising guests have done their own detective work in an attempt to prove that room 873 did in fact exist. On other floors, there are rooms ending in the number 73, except on the 8th floor. The baseboard where room 873 would be is cut as if there were a door there, and there is a corresponding light on the ceiling. If you knock along the walls between each room, you'll hear a sound: tap, tap, tap. But knock where room 873 is alleged to be, and instead you'll hear a lighter, hollow seeming sound. Other guests claim that despite the hotel's best efforts, the ghost of room 873 are still very much in residence at Banff Springs. Some have reported seeing the spirit of the young daughter standing outside her room as if lost. We're not sure if we buy any of these myths, stories, and legends, but we do get a bit of a funky shiver whenever we're at the resort ourselves. It could be a chill from an open window, or the presence of the lost and damned. If you're lucky to visit this place, be mindful, because you might get to encounter one of these unexplained apparitions. What do you think? Let me know in the comments section. And don't ever forget to like, share, and subscribe. Remember, be afraid of the dark. He is always watching.